Good morning, everybody, and welcome to CTC Live. We are talking with our Veteran Services Coordinator, Patrice Kennerson, this morning, and she's going to give you an update on any changes or any deadlines or application process or anything that you need to know about getting those military benefits and making sure that you're getting the correct military benefits and taking advantage of those that you are eligible for. So, without further ado, here is Patrice Kennerson.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you once again for joining me this month. Again, I just want to remind everybody, students, that this is an ask question informative session. So, again, unfortunately, no status check questions, please. If you have any such questions regarding the status checks of any of your information that you have submitted for VA benefits, those questions should be directed to veterans.services at ctcd.edu. Again, that's veterans.services at ctcd.edu. I just want to give a recap of what all has happened last month. We went over the COVID provision that's going to be expiring towards the end of this month. That's going to be happening on December 21st, 2021, which I'm actually going to go over again at the behest of some staff and faculty members. And we also went over the holiday procedures since it was Thanksgiving. Since those same procedures are going to actually come up for Christmas, I'm going to go over that as well. We also went over the withdrawal process and actually the effects of withdrawing, how it can affect your GPA, possible payback of the money that you may have received if your classes were certified, and also the effects of how it can affect your overall GPA if it drops below 2.0, and what could actually happen if that comes to the case in some instances, and what you can pretty much can expect from the Department of Veteran Affairs. So those are some of the instances and some of the things that pretty much have happened or what took place that last month. So what's going to actually go on today's session? Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and speak about of pretty much the COVID provision that we talked about last month. Basically, what the COVID provision was stating is that those who were taking online classes, the COVID provision allowed for those online classes to receive the monthly housing rate at the residency rate, um, pretty much as if you were taking face-to-face classes. So with that COVID provision, now that COVID has died down a bit, pretty much what's happening at this point is that COVID provision is going to be expiring at this month as of the date, December 21st. So, and it actually goes into effect that next day, December 22nd. So, if you want those who receiving VA benefits, if you want to continue receiving that residency rate, you can no longer sign up for online classes. You will have to sign up for face-to-face classes if you want to continue receiving the residency rate. So just keep that in mind. At this moment, the COVID provision that would allow you to sign up for all online courses at the residency rate is going to be expiring this month, December 21st of this month. So if you want to continue to receive that monthly housing allowance at the residency rate, you're going to have to sign up for residency courses. And pretty much how you can do it is that when you go online to register, you just want to take a look at the section number. For example, say for instance, if you want to sign up for like English 1301, you want to take a look at the section number. The section number is defined pretty much at the very end, like English 1301 TM001. The TM would designate itself as a residency course. If you see TD as in Tom David, that would designate the course as online distance learning. So that was a course pretty much will designate itself as an online course. So that's something you want to take advantage, excuse me, want to take a look at pretty much. So just remember, you all you need is just one face-to-face course. Now I know sometimes it can be difficult trying to find more than one face-to-face course or all to try all try try pretty much to find a lot of face-to-face courses or all face-to-face courses for your classes, depending upon the availability. But just take that in consideration anytime you want to see residency rates. So, but again, all you need is just one face-to-face course to receive the maximum residency rate for your classes. So take that in consideration. So I just wanted to get that update out there. So, um, however, in addition to that, there's also another update I also wanted to make sure you're aware of. Now, I know I want to say it was probably back in October. We had talked about pretty much that uh, those students who were receiving non-college degrees, regardless of the benefit you were on, you would now have to call in every single month to verify your enrollment. And at one point, the Department of Veteran Affairs has stated that in addition to those who receiving non-college degrees, those are the individuals who were seeking certifications. At one point, there's also those who are seeking an applied or an associate's degree, where eventually we're going to have to also call in and verify their enrollment every month. Well, guess what? That time has actually now come. Starting December 17th, which is actually, want to say next Friday, in addition to those that are non-college degree, also those who are now seeking an associate's degree, regardless of what benefit you're on, whether it's post 9/11, Montgomery JI Bill, vocational rehab, you all now are going to be required pretty much to call in and verify your enrollment every single month. And pretty much the number on how you can do that is it's going to be 1-888-442-4551. And this number will help you get the most updated information on how you can text in your enrollment every single month. So this is no longer just for non-college degrees anymore. This is now also for everyone, whether you're seeking a certificate plan and whether you're seeking an associate's degree. So keep that in mind. This is also if you're getting any type of kicker payments, yellow ribbon, everything. This is for everybody now. So now everybody, regardless of your benefits, you will be required to call in every single month to verify your enrollments. So at this moment, I'm going to stop right here and see if anybody has any questions regarding the COVID provision that's going to be expiring the 21st, or anything that has to do with the verifying of the enrollment, whether you're on the college degree plan or whether pretty much that you're seeking an associate's degree. Does anybody have any questions at this moment? And yes, just as Bruce has stated in the chat, you have to call that number every single month. And again, that number is 1-888-442-4551. And it's not just calling you can also have the option to text in as well. So does
There
anybody
are,
have any questions at all?
there are no questions in the chat at this time.
Okay. So since there's no questions in the chat at this time, I will go ahead and keep going at this moment. Let's see. Um, we've also have gotten questions about a new program. Pretty much, it's called the Veteran Wrap. I'm sorry, not a new pro. Well, there is a new program, but also a new benefit called the Veteran Wrap Retaining Assistance Program. In addition, called a new program called the VTech program. And we've had questions in regards to, is Central Texas College participating in this new program, in this new benefit? And we've actually received certificates of eligibility regarding this particular benefit in this new program. And at this time, I do want to advise students that Central Texas College right now is not participating in this new benefit, this Veteran Rapid Retaining Assistance Program. At this time, Central Texas College is not, I want to repeat again, is not participating in this benefit. So if you do send us a certificate of eligibility, it's also abbreviated VRAP. We do have to advise you we're not participating in that program right now. So if you're interested in coming to Central Texas College, we can help you out with any other benefit that you may be interested in, whether it's Montgomery GI Bill, post 9/11, or anything else you could be eligible for. But I do have to advise you at this moment right now that we are not participating in the Veteran Rapid Retraining Assistance Program. Also, the VTech program, also itself, we're not participating in that program as well. So, in case if you had any questions about that whatsoever, so I just wanted to get that information out there since we seem to be getting questions about that. Um, so let me know if you had any questions about that whatsoever. So, coming up on the Christmas holiday. Pretty much the same procedure as with the Thanksgiving holiday. We will be breaking for Christmas on the 17th. So with that said, you want to make very, very sure, but between now and then, that if you are registering for classes, you want to make sure that you have all your paperwork in by the 17th, particularly by 11:30 a.m. Because once we break for the 17th, at that point, not only is operations for our department going to cease at that moment, um, registration is also going to cease until we come back on the 4th of January, I believe. So you want to make sure we get everything in, or you want to make sure you get all your paperwork in. Again, if you're post 9/11, if you're vocational rehab and you register for classes, you want to make sure you contact us as soon as possible. That way, if you sign up for classes, again, make sure your classes coincide with what's on your degree or certification plan. That way, we can go ahead and make arrangements at the business office so that you don't get dropped for non-payment. And for those who are Montgomery GI Bill for the most part. For those who are dependent education assistants, Chapter 35. If you're reserve 1606 or 1607, again, for those benefits, you have to make sure that you pay out of pocket tuition and fees. Again, those benefits are not automatically covered by VA. You have to pay out of pocket tuition and fees. Um, and have all the paperwork covered, and make sure if you have any questions about that whatsoever, please do not hesitate to come into our office so we can go ahead. We got open doors now, so stop on by between now and the 17th to make sure all of that is taken care of. And again, we close offices on the 17th. So again, we do have staff available that's willing to help you. So yeah, just make sure you come on by, make sure we get everything situated for you before we close offices on the 17th. So, and then again, once we shut office on the 17th, we'll open back up on the 4th,
On the
pretty
3rd.
much of January.
January 3rd, Patrice.
Oh, it's January 3rd? Okay, my
Yes,
mistake.
Monday, January 3rd.
Oh, it's Monday, January 3rd. Okay, my mistake. Monday, January 3rd, not January 4th, Monday, January 3rd. So,
Yeah.
okay. So, other than that, and also we have a welcome back to back, welcome back bash that's happening on January 20th, I believe. That's going on from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it's going to be we're having several departments that's providing information on, you know, on coming to school. So, and I know our department, Veteran Services, is going to be there, and other departments as well. So if you have anybody that's interested on coming to school, tell your friends, tell anybody that's welcome to come on by and get as much information as you possibly can. So that's also going on January 20th. So that's also going to be available. So I didn't have that much information for you today. So pretty much other than that, again, like I said, with the COVID provision that's taking place with the face-to-face classes, again, as I stated before, if you're looking to receive residency rate, you now have to sign up for classes that are considered residency courses. I do want to emphasize on that. Now, just make sure that when you register for classes, make sure the classes that you sign up for, if you want to continue to receive the residency rate, you now have to sign up starting December 21st. Or more like, I'm sorry, starting December 22nd. You want to make sure you sign up for classes that are considered residency courses. The classes that are now considered online starting December 22nd are going to can be considered online. And you want to make sure that if you want to continue to consider getting classes at the residency rate. The classes you have to sign up for have to be considered residency courses. Now, we get this question a lot when it comes to online blended courses. Are online blended courses considered residency courses? The answer is yes. So you don't have to worry about if online blended courses are considered distance learning courses. No, online blended courses are considered residency courses. That was a provision that was put in place long before COVID, so you don't have to worry about that. So, okay, I have a question. Let me back up a bit. I just want to make sure I got that question. One, I think that was from, let's see. Can you share one more time when information students have to call in or text every month? Yes, yes. To verify enrollment, the number again is 1-888-442-4551. And that is the number that students need to call in every single month to verify enrollment. And that's going to be for everybody now starting December 17th. I know starting back in August, that was only for non-college degrees and certification. But starting December 17th, it's going to be for everybody now, whether you're seeking a certificate or an actual degree plan, excuse me, an associate's degree. Do they just indicate the number of hours in classes that month? Then that's a good question. I believe it's not just the hours. Also, I think it is just the hours from my understanding, Cynthia. Um, but my understanding is, I think it is just the hours. They don't have to ask exactly what classes they're taking. Because when we certify them, unless it's voc rehab, they don't necessarily ask what classes they're specifically asking for. But yeah, they're just verifying the hours that they're taking at this point. Okay. When you say semester hours or hours in class, or when you say hours in class, are you referring to clock hours or? Okay. It depends on what program they're on. Most likely, if it's semester hours based on their associate's degree, yes. If it's probably on a certificate plan, most likely, yes, it probably would be clock hours. From my understanding, no, they do not need verification from the department. You're welcome. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, great questions. So keep the questions coming if you've got them, folks. That's the way to find things out is by asking. So, Lee, are there any questions in the Facebook posts? Okay, no questions on Facebook right now. So, any other questions for Patrice at this time? All right, Patrice, I guess have you concluded your presentation as far as sharing everything that you need to share this morning?
Yes, yeah. This morning, yeah, it wasn't really much. I wanted to touch on pretty much what we had covered last month and a little
Sure,
bit of specifically what I wanted to cover this month.
sure.
In regards to what students needed to verify as far as monthly enrollment, the provision, and a little things on what we needed to let students know in regards to what program and what benefits we were or were not taking this month. But pretty much that concludes everything.
Well,
So
that's fine. I just want to make sure I didn't cut you off before I
no,
give
no,
my little spiel here. So
no,
I wanted to
no, no,
make
you're
sure that
fine.
that we were good to go there. So again, call in monthly starting December 17th, 1-888-442-4551 to verify your enrollment, and that is a toll-free number. So
Mhm.
again, Patrice, if you don't mind, real quick, sharing your contact information, phone number,
Sure,
email,
absolutely.
just in case, and I'll go ahead and type it in the chat as you go, and then we'll uh, if there's any other questions that come up.
No, absolutely. We have the live chat available, I believe, from 8 a.m. to, 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday. And of course, there is the email address that we have at veterans.services@ctcd.edu. And then, of course, there is the telephone number at 254-526-1666. And that is available from 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and of course the live chat as well as the telephone number are both available from 7:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on Fridays as well.
Right. Thank you for that. So I put those in the chat as far as the email and the 526-1666 for Veteran Services number. So again, please take advantage of those if you need to reach someone in Veteran Services. And again, remember that CTC will be closed December 20th through the 31st and reopening again on January 3rd. One thing I just want to reiterate is the fact that this presentation of CTC Live will be made available later on YouTube. So if you joined us late or if you have other questions that come up that we might cover in this program, you need to review the information, it will be available later on YouTube. So please check it out there on the CTC YouTube channel. And you can, like I said, review all the information that you need. And then again, if you have questions, feel free to contact Veteran Services at 526-1666. So any last nuggets of wisdom, Patrice?
As of right now, no,
We
that's
have
everything.
one question.
Okay.
Go ahead, Lee.
Susan says, is CTC doing an in-person orientation?
We are doing a virtual new student orientation for the spring semester, but our welcome back bash will be face-to-face. And with that new student orientation, there'll be several career clusters and they will all be virtual this time. So if that particular student is interested in business, there will be a time for the business cluster, a STEM cluster, a construction building trades a cluster, and those kind of things. Health science or healthcare cluster, those will all be divvied out, but there will be one overall new student orientation, and that will be virtual, and that is scheduled for, let me find it here somewhere on my sheet. I've got the different clusters here. The virtual construction manufacturing will be January 24th at 10 to 11 a.m. The business and business technology will be January 24th from 3 to 4 p.m. On January 25th, we have the arts humanities cluster from 3 to 4. And we have the public service cluster on the 26th, January 26th from 1 to 2. And the healthcare career cluster from 3 to 4. On the 26th, and then on January 27th, we have the final cluster, which is the STEM cluster from 3 to 4 p.m. And our overall spring new student orientation, where we get all the information, is January 13th, and that will be 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Okay, so that's an important thing for new students to attend. You will get some information about military benefits. You will get information on financial aid. You'll get information on CTC policies and procedures and all the different student services that we offer, such as student success and their academic studio and so forth, and the free tutoring, the library services, and all of that will be available. Again, January 13th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. for the overall, and again, it will be virtual. All right. Any other questions? All right, thank you, Lee. And I don't have any questions in the chat at this time. So, Patrice, before, as I said, any last nuggets of wisdom for anybody before we wrap it up?
At this point, that's all I have.
Okay, great. Well, we thank everybody for tuning in, and please make sure that you do get your questions asked and any information or applications in or any information that you need before we close up shop for the holidays. And again, our last day will be December 17th. And we will be open that day from 7:30 to 11:30 a.m. And that will be the final deadline before we go on holiday break. And then we will reopen the administrative offices on Monday, January 3rd. So again, we wish you all Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, and we look forward to serving you in the new year and hope that your spring semester will be a great one here. And again, Veteran Services is here for you. So please don't hesitate to contact them with any questions about your military education benefits. So again, thank you, Patrice. We appreciate you very much, as always. And if there's, again, the one last time, contact Veteran Services at 254-526-1666. If you have any questions. And again, this will be available later on YouTube today. So if you need to review, or if you joined us a little late and think you missed something, check us out on YouTube. All right, for CTC Live and Patrice Kennerson and Lee Greenthaner, I'm Bruce Fassbinder. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you all for joining. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good day.